Hey folks, welcome back to Chord Dave Live. Happy Saturday. Hope you're doing well. Sláinte. Yeah. Happy Saturday. Thanks for joining me. I see lots of people in the chat there already. And so far the chat hasn't disappeared this week, so great success. Thanks to Ecam for sorting that out. Hopefully we'll not have the same issues we had last week. Anyway, we'll get into all the chats and stuff like that in just a second. Do want to remind you that we're giving away this guitar right here, the Squire Contemporary Telecaster, in a couple of weeks' time. So if you're one of the new people around here, you're not subscribed, you haven't got notifications turned on, make sure you do that. That'll also help you chat and comment and all that sort of crack. So let's jump into it. Thanks to you all for being here. It's been an interesting week, so let's jump in. Scott, as always, the number one or the first person, I should say, who was here. Ryan's here. Good to see you guys. Lots of good posting in the Facebook group as well, which was super cool this week. Drooling over some of the posts you guys made with your guitars. Very cool stuff there. Al is here. Nice to see you, Al. Watching the concert by Allman Betts Band. They're fantastic, he says. Devon Allman's voice in is totally awesome. They're playing to a 1/5 filled auditorium and they're playing their asses off. That's pro. Three guys in the band are sons of the original band: Devon Allman, Dwayne Betts, and Barry Oakley, who's played a killer version of Purple Rain. I didn't catch the name of the slide player, but he would do Dwayne Allman proud. 2 Les Pauls and a 335. Very cool, Al. Yeah, good stuff. Always nice to catch a good band like that. Saw a half-decent band the other day myself. We'll get into that in a bit when some more people join us, as I'm sure they will. Let me see. Glenn is here. Thanks, Glenn. I assure you, Glenn, this is a different beer from last week. It's even a different brand name, I promise. I just made sure to, but it is my regular. Just come back to the old normal stuff that I go with. But I promise you, that's just for you, my friend. And let's see what else we got. Al says, really good, I tell you. I love jam bands that do it well. There's nothing wrong with a good jam band, that's for sure. Mara says, hey all, hit the thumbs up. Please remember to do so. Take a second to post on social media too. Absolutely, Marcia. Yeah, thanks for that. Appreciate it. And as always, pimping the live stream. I always appreciate that. Glenn says, and when they're getting into it, they just don't want to stop. Good bands never want to come off the stage, that's for sure. Yeah, so we've had a few of them in Ireland in the last week. Green Day and some other bands. Who was the other ones that played with them? Anyway, whoever's on tour with Green Day, Weezer, I think, and someone else. And then the Chili Peppers played the night after Guns N' Roses as well. So didn't go to all of them, just went to the Guns N' Roses show. So that was cool. Enjoyed that one. Good stuff all around. Good day. Had the best weather of the 3 days the gigs were on. So that's always a nice bonus. And yeah, let's see what else we've got. Let me see. Scott saying hello to lots of people. Good stuff. Let me see. Scott's still got his wrench, does he? Because he's not showing up here for me. Yeah, no, you do. Cool. All right, awesome. Let me see what else we've got. Glenn says, I'm good. Busy week. Work today was made easy. Good end to the week. Very cool. Yeah, good to see that you're having a good week, Glenn. Yeah, congratulations on your thing, your little award thing you received this week as well. I saw that on Instagram, maybe. So good stuff. Good, fair play to you. Well done. Although I believe it was due a while ago. But anyway, well done. Yeah, Scott says, I hear you, Glenn. I'm working 2 jobs just to keep the guitars rolling in. This is like the 3rd job I have. So yeah, I get you. I get you 100%. Scott Bogfoot says 100 likes and Dave should. Yeah, it's a good question. I'll tell you what. 100 likes, we rarely get 100 concurrent viewers on the live stream. It's not that big yet. So if we do get 100 likes, I pretty much agree to do whatever. So 100 likes, you name it. Ryan says, hey, sorry I had to leave for a bit. My dog got into my nephew's birthday cake. That is going to be one happy dog and one maybe less happy nephew. Good stuff, Ryan. Yeah, take care of that situation for sure. Al says, I have to pass up on the blue SG Modern in the Gibson demo shop as a new brakes on the car dug into the guitar fund. Yeah, cars do that. It's such a pain. You're going along, you're like, cool. I'm going to buy all the things I want to buy, go on all the trips, and then the car's like, no, you're not. Yeah, it's such a pain. Anyways, Glenn says, no more new stuff for me for a while. Two kids in college, I was selling my plasma, got a lot of gear that way, but caused the gas kind of offset the profits. Guys, as I said, as I mentioned last week, you guys are still paying less for gas than we are here. So, and you always have been by a lot. So yeah, no sympathy. But I get you. I hear you. Prices of things are just gone ridiculous. Prices of everything has gone ridiculous. So I don't know. I don't know how the average person is supposed to afford things anymore, like guitars and such. But we'll do our best. We'll do our best. Got to get that Google AdSense up. So got to do more clickbaity titles. I think that's what I need to do. So look out for them. No, probably not. Probably not. We'll see what happens. Al says, I bet that dog has a big smile on his face. There you go. Yeah, for sure. Scott says, live stream the GNR concert. I didn't. I was tempted, but I decided to stay in the moment myself and enjoy the show. And he did. It was a great show. First of all, there was a band called Phil Campbell and the Bastard Sons. They came out and played 6 songs in total. 2 of them were Motorhead songs. And and one of them was Ace of Spades. So they did pretty well. They got the crowd going a little bit. I believe they're a Welsh band. They're pretty decent. I like them. Their first song was called We're Bastards and So Are You. That was a funny one. So yeah, a lot of us were enjoying that. And Gary Clark Jr. was phenomenal. Just made me want to dig back into his collection of stuff. And actually, let me show you. I have a picture here of Gary rocking out. I just want to show you Gary for a second. Is it this one? I think it's this one. There you go. Look at his Flying V. I feel like this might be a prototype of a Gibson signature model that's coming. I don't think this has been released yet anyway, but it's got the signature features that he would have, like from his SG, for example, with the 3 P90s. It was, you can't really see it too well in the picture, but it was a dark natural wood. I'm not sure what quite wood it was, but it looked like a 2-piece body. It's got the 4 control knobs, which I believe are 2 volumes, 2 tones. The input jack is over, it's on the bottom, on the inside of the leg there, which is not ideal for those of us who play Flying V's like myself and Muddy H2O do, sitting down just in the top by your leg there. But still, it's a beautiful looking guitar, and I hope they do eventually release it, because it looked really great and it sounded great. So Gary Clark Jr., fantastic live. If you ever get a chance to see him, go to his gig. So let's roll on with the rest of it. But before we do that, we've 19 people watching. Cheers to every single one of you. Let me see now. Where have we got? Scott Bogfoot. Oh, sorry, Glenn, as well. To answer your question with the rest of the show, I'll talk a little bit more about the Guns N' Roses element of the show later. Overall positive though. I very much enjoyed the show and the whole day overall. So it was cool. Except for the food, which you expect to be terrible at gigs anyway. But yeah, possibly the worst burger I've had in my life. There you go. Scott Bogfoot says, I parked my car in my garden and told Mrs. Bogfoot to become my chauffeur. There you go. That's how you gotta do it sometimes. Ryan says, yeah, luckily you only got through half it, some creative cutting, and the kid will never know. There you go. Kids are dumbasses. So I know that's not what you're implying. I'm just saying it straight out. Yeah, glad he didn't eat all the cake. It's good. Al saying the slide player with this band is amazing. I'd love to see him in a guitar shootout with Derek Trucks. That would be killer. Awesome. Yeah, it's always, guitar shootouts are always fun. Absolutely, no doubt about that. What else we got here? He says, Glenn says, I just found out Kix is coming to our county fair in August. I saw them at Hammer Jack's New Year's Eve, somewhere between 1985 and 87. Not sure which. It was a rough time frame. Yeah, things were going on. I was 3 or 5. So there you go. Not sure which. Let me see. It was a killer show. Might see them again. Hey, if you're in your town, go do it. I did enjoy the old concert experience after 5 years out of it the other day. Although I have to say my legs were a bit sore the next day. But that's to be expected, I suppose. Al says concert just ended just in time. Hey, where's Dave? Here I am. Yeah, I was pretty much on time today, so maybe the times are just a little bit slower. There, Glenn says I haven't been to a live show since 1992. Skid Row and GNR. Wow, that's a long time, Glenn. For sure, you should get along and check out Kicks in that case then, because yeah, it's always live music is always good, even just for the atmosphere, for being in a field. I presume a county fair doesn't have 40,000 people, but if it does, awesome, get along to it. But yeah, being in a field on Tuesday with 40,000 people singing songs for the first time in a long time was great. It was a great experience. You know, people think, I mean, there was two idiots standing behind me talking crap about Guns N' Roses history. That was absolute bullshit, which I was just laughing my head off. There's one guy who'd seen Guns N' Roses 30 years ago. A place called Slane Castle, very famous. Lots of great bands have played there. Lots of videos and DVDs have been released of gigs at Slane Castle. And it's a great experience, been there many times. But Guns N' Roses played there, I think it was 92. And he was going on about how great they were. And then he said that his favorite song was Rocket Queen when it came on. He was like, oh, this is my favorite song. And the only words he knew were Rocket Queen. He's like, you're a Rocket Queen. So, you know, for your favorite song, you should probably know a couple more words than that. Anyway, as I said, I'll get more into it later, but the crowd was funny and the crowd was great. It was a good time had by all, I think. Let me see. Sons of the Allman Brothers Band. That's who Al was checking out before the show. Good stuff. Al, yeah. I think I've seen him on a couple of things before, like shows on TV and stuff, but good stuff that you enjoyed their show. Glenn says, how you doing? Send some of that cake my way to Ryan. You know, if he could get it there, I'm sure he would. Ryan seems like the kind of guy who'd help everybody out. Absolutely. Al says, switching my TV over to Dave. I mean, I would recommend watching me on the smallest device possible, the smallest possible window. But, you know, it's your choice. It's your choice. Thanks for joining me. Either way, but I appreciate that, Al. That's cool. Scott says, holy shit, just crashed a Chromebook. Seems to be running in some sort of safe mode. Damn computer. Damn computers indeed. Yeah, they're the worst. So, touch wood that my one will keep going throughout the stream. How are we doing? So we've got 20 people watching, 13 likes so far. Not too bad. Not too bad. I'll get you to hit that like button. Don't worry as we go through. What else have we got? Just before I get too far, I know I'm already behind in the chat. That's just normal. If you're new here, there's a few things that happen every week that you can guarantee are going to happen. The first one being I will be way behind in chat and always scrambling to catch up at the end. Another one is Glenn will make a joke about something that's inappropriate, but we welcome that kind of stuff around here, so don't worry about it. And the third thing you need to look out for is that I will probably not finish my beer, but I'll do my best. We'll see what happens. Ryan says, hey Glenn, I would, but between the dog and the kids, I'd be lucky to get some myself. See, I told you he'd be the kind who would send you some cake if he could. Good stuff from Ryan there. Al says, I've got Dave on my computer for the chat and on PlayStation TV for audio and visual. Cool. I mean, hey, I'm available on all sorts of platforms I had no idea about. So there you go. Glad you're here joining us, Al. That's cool. Mark says, Scott, I didn't even know you can crash a Chromebook. I thought it's like a web browser without any other functions. Live and learn. Yeah, you can, you know, Google make it possible to crash things. I won't get into that too deeply. Scott asking, do you ever experience lag between the two? Oh, I guess that means the computer and the video on PlayStation TV. Let me see, that's how I thought too, Marcia. It's basically a Samsung tablet with a keyboard. That's for the Chromebook. Oh, very good. Okay, cool. Interesting stuff, all right. Scotty's Chromebook, boldly going where no Chromebook has gone before. See, Glenn? Nail on the head there. That's good stuff. It's not possible to crash a Chromebook until Scott gets his hands on it. No, I'm sure it's all good, Scott. Hopefully you get it back up and running. Mar said, this is why I need a backup mod. Why we need a backup mod. What if Scotty's Chromebook crashes? Yeah, there will be another mod added soon. I know. Just wanted to add one for, first get that going. Just see what happens. Because, on occasion, something might pop up maybe on a Saturday weddings and personal events and such, and Scott might not be able to attend them. So we will need another one. Be popping in emails and stuff to people when I decide it's time to add that. So keep an eye out. You might get asked to do something like that. We'll see how it goes. But maybe a couple of more weeks. We'll see how it goes. Anne says hello, and hello to you, Anne. Glad to have you here, as we always are. Thanks for dropping in. Scott says maybe it was just the YouTube app that crashed. I'm like a 90-year-old when it comes to tech. There you go. Well, you know, tech is confusing. The best thing to do is just run it on safe mode anyway. As you guys know, I worked at Apple for a long time. But yeah, most people don't know what they're doing with it. Let me just put it that way. And like to complain about it as if they do know what they're doing with it, but they don't. But all good. Matt Van Bosch is here. Hi, Matt. Hope you're doing well. Hope you had a good time in Dublin. Sorry I couldn't get to visit you, but things did come up. It was quite a busy week at the end. But yeah, hope you had a good time. And yeah, I will let you know about September if I do. By the way, guys, what I'm talking about there is I may or may not be able to go to some things in the UK in September. That's what I'm looking at the minute. So if any of you guys in the UK would fancy doing a Chord Dave meetup, we might be looking at London in early September. So yeah, just keep that as a possibility. Put it in your notebooks or whatever. First week, maybe September, and that's what I'm looking at. So we'll see how it goes. Let me see here what we've got. Steve Norbell's here. Nice to see you, Steve. Hope you're doing well. Al says Dave needs a producer. Why Al? Why do I need a producer? I am my own producer, and you know, that's enough for me. But yeah, tell me why I need a producer. That's an interesting one, because I've worked with many producers over the years, and mostly they do nothing. So let me know. Micah's here, says, hey Dave, how we doing? Doing well, Micah, thank you. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for joining us. It's super cool to see you coming back. Scott there with the Contemporary Tele review. Yeah, just a short one if you're not aware of this guitar that I am giving away. You can check it out in the review I did that Scott posted in the comments there. And I know I'm way behind, but if you scroll up, you will find it. It's a really cool guitar, and I really, really like it. So, you know, I thought it was time to do a giveaway, and that was the best one I could come up with. So make sure you're subscribed, and make sure you don't miss 3 Chord Dave Live. Not next week, the following week. That's the giveaway one. So keep an eye out for that. For sure. Ryan says, how was Axel singing? The first thing I will say about it is the sound was not great at the concert. So I was on Slash's side of the stage, which was at the right as you're looking at the stage. And yeah, so I was quite close as well. So like here's an idea of my positioning for the concert. So this is not a zoomed in picture or anything. Slash there was maybe 20 feet away. So it was quite close. And yeah, we had good viewing of the stage and stuff there. So sound should have been fantastic, because right above Slash there was a screen, right above that was speakers and stuff. So you would think optimal, things were good, okay, sound is going to be good. But an example of where it wasn't good is when they came out to do a bit of an acoustic set, and they start by playing, they're going to play Patience, but they start off by doing an instrumental of Blackbird by the Beatles. They started playing, they were sitting up on the drum riser. We were like, can't hear a thing. There's no sound. And about halfway through that, I think it looked like they were getting a bit like, what the fuck, why is nobody reacting to this? Because every time they do that, they get a bit of a cheer, and they got nothing out of the crowd in Dublin. And Guns N' Roses, if you're watching, I know you're probably just coming off stage in London right now, but if you did manage to catch 3 Chord Dave live, or you're watching on a replay, we couldn't hear a note. There was nothing. Eventually then it was turned up, but it was only turned up about halfway. So the sound itself at the concert wasn't loud. Like, I came out of the concert having been that close to speakers and everything, not like, you know, struggling to hear anything, not with like a ringing in my ears or anything like I had for many a gig before. So it wasn't too loud, and yeah, so sound wise, there was issues, but Axel, he was better than I thought he was going to be. I thought he was going to be. I was like, driving up, I said to my brother, I think Axel's going to be terrible because I've seen videos of him from last week and the week before where he was just, his voice was cracking. He was being like ridiculously bad, like to a point where watching one video, I just started laughing. And I was like, I was really nervous he was going to be terrible. I didn't hear anything bad from him. But again, the sound wasn't great. Sounded great. Like he sounded like he was hitting all the right notes, and where he wasn't going to hit the notes, he knew he wasn't going to hit it, so he cut himself off, and he just stayed in tune, stayed in key for majority of the stuff. He sounded pretty good to me. So yeah, it was pleasantly surprisingly good. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. So the rest of the tour is going on, and we'll bring it up more a bit later, I suppose, the gig. But yeah, pleasantly surprised with Axel. The rest of the band were great as well. They always keep knocking it out of the park. So good stuff from everyone there. Alice is going to participate sober, no beer in the house. That's perfectly fine. Al, yeah, good stuff. Thanks for being here, even without beer. It must be harder to watch the show without beer or alcohol of some kind. Muddy H2O. With the super chat, thank you, sir. I appreciate you and your comments. Let's see. TCF 3-chord fangirl question of the week. What did David do at the GNR concert? Throw his bra at Slash, throw his panties at Slash, or see all of the above? Real men. #real men play black guitars. I think you'll find real men play all guitars, but hey, that's fine. Thanks for your super chat and your question, sir. The answer is D. None of those things. I kept my bra and my panties on, surprisingly. But yeah, I appreciate that question. Yeah, 20 feet. I don't know if at my age I could throw those items 20 feet. Not a chance. But as always, I appreciate you, and I'm looking forward to you returning your new black guitar, so we can talk about that. Grandpa Joe says, hello, Dave, and everyone here. Wishing all a safe weekend. Glad to have you here, Grandpa Joe. Thanks for dropping in. So good stuff there. Marcia says, nice to see people I missed saying hi to. Yeah, absolutely. It's always nice to see some of the people. What have we got here? Glenn says 100 likes and Dave dyes his beard white. It won't be too much of a struggle. As you can see, some of it's just deciding to go white by itself. So yeah, I can do that. It's all good. I mean, maybe we'll wait till around December time and I'll get a red hat with a bubble on it. We'll see how that goes. Benny Larson, good to see you, Benny. Hope you're doing well up there in Denmark. Hope you're having a good weekend. Grandpa Joe says hello to Scott. Yeah, good stuff. Lots of hellos. Marge says 100 likes and Dave buys us all GNR ticks in our nearest local cities. All right, well, we won't go with that one. Because, yeah, Guns N' Roses tickets are not as cheap as they used to be, I will say, for the most expensive concert ticket I've ever bought, it was not the best concert I've ever been to. At least one day concert. I've been to a few festivals that the tickets were more expensive, but yeah, I won't be buying everyone tickets. Jeez. Plus, lots of people wouldn't want to go to see a Guns N' Roses show. At least not with the current lineup and Axl with his hit and miss. I'm going to say hit and miss vocal capabilities. I think that's a nice positive way to put a spin on it there. But yeah, I don't think I could stretch to that, to be honest. Al says the brakes cost as much as a Squire Classic Vibe. Yeah, you're getting off lightly there. I think some brakes have cost me more in the past, but I tended to have cars that had expensive parts required. But yeah, damn it. That's what happens when cheaper cars are older, expensive ones. There you go. Marcia, we're bastards and so are you. Yep, that's probably appropriate. It was actually like their first song, and it was really funny. Phil Campbell and the Bastard Sons. I enjoyed their set, to be honest. I thought they were actually a really good choice to kick off the show. They came on stage about 4:30 on a Tuesday, and they're just belting out this song. We're all bastards, and so are you. Yeah, it's good. So yeah, look them up on Spotify if they're there. I haven't checked yet, but I definitely will at some point this week. I really enjoyed them. That might be a song to share with my work colleagues if I ever want to get fired. Uh, Graham Bailey says, nice looking V. I was not, the picture doesn't do it justice. I'll have to see, can I get a better picture of it? Um, I think my brother might have got a better picture. I was just trying to focus on the show rather than pictures. So, yeah, good stuff. Let's see. Marcia says Dave goes to a show to enjoy the music and is busy photographing all the guitars. Um, this was on my mind for the whole show. It's like, oh, I should be filming. I should be taking pictures. I should be trying to like get pictures of any guitars. So on my mind was if I saw any guitars that I didn't think had been released yet, were pre-production or prototypes, I would take pictures of them. I didn't see any, so I took about 6 pictures in total. One just to show my position in the crowd, and also just as a keepsakes, obviously. But yeah, Gary Clark's Flying V was the only one that I saw. Because even Slash, all he did was play Les Pauls, which looked like his standard ones, and his Firebird and a couple of his regular Beast Hugh Riches, his Guild double neck, and his EDS 1275. So yeah, nothing surprising came out there, unfortunately. And Richard Ford is just playing his Gretches mostly. Although he did play his Scala Les Paul thingy, which is a very very nice guitar. But yeah, it was on my mind the whole show, to be honest, with you, Marcia, for 100%. Um, Ryan says, are they making a Buckethead V? I've heard they're working on one. I haven't particularly heard that, but it wouldn't surprise me. That's yeah, look, I believe they are working with artists that they haven't worked with before, and also artists they haven't worked with in a while. So it wouldn't surprise me. I think we're going to see a lot towards the end of the year, a lot of new signature models. So wouldn't surprise me. The V's are going to be quite heavy at the back end of the year as well. So we're going to see a Kirk Hammett one. We're going to see more Dave Mustaine stuff. We're going to see what else have we got? There's a couple of other things I know about. Um, of course, with the Richie Faulkner one, we've got the Adam Jones one's probably going to come out this year as well, although that could be pushed to next year. So yeah, lots of E's coming. Buckethead one wouldn't surprise me. I wonder will it be white again, like his other ones. We'll see how that goes. Um, Matt Van Bosch, 3P90s on that Larry Kirk V. Yeah, that looks great. It does. It looked fantastic. It sounded fantastic. He played this ripping solo right at the end just of his last song. He was like, right. He just stood back, he let his band play a jam for a few minutes, and then he came out and he just rocked it for like 3.5, 4 minutes. It was really good. So it sounded great. And yeah, definitely hope they release that one because it's very, very cool. So Gibson, if you're out there, let's get that into production. That'd be super cool. Mark says, David, the worst burger he had in his life at the show and probably paid through the nose for the privilege. I think it was €8, €9, something like that. Yeah, what was worse was because I was driving to and from the show, so I wasn't drinking either. So maybe they were just assuming everyone was going to be drinking lots of beer and the crappy burgers would be okay. Um, they weren't for those of us who were not on the beer. So anyway, yeah, yeah. I could forget that burger happily. I don't think I ever will. Scott says, seems like you have good energy tonight, Dave. Must have been a better week than last. I'm feeling a lot better. A bit anxious last week as well as to whether I'd actually be able to go to the show or not. So yeah, it was super cool. It was a good week. It was a busy week, but it's great and a good week ahead by the looks of it. Corey Hergott, good to see you here. Corey, thanks for dropping in again. He says, how goes it, everyone? Sorry I'm late. I was just posting a Craigslist ad for a 2x10 cab that I built out of an old Hammond organ. Very cool. Yeah, listen, that sounds great. I'm sure some folks here might be interested in that. But yeah, it's very cool. Matt, was it a triple P90? Yeah, it was. Here you go, Scott. This one here, triple P90s. I know the picture isn't super super clear, but yeah, triple P90s. You got stop tailpiece. You got the four control knobs. Looks like a nice V to me, and yeah, it's super super cool. So that's the one. If that comes out like this year, I'll pick it up for sure because I think it was super cool. And he made it sound very good. Um, Al says, I thought the V had humbuckers. Not that one, no. Well, generally they do, but that one has P90s. Gary Clark Jr.'s signature models pretty much all have P90s. He had the 3 P90 SG, and I can't remember off the top of my head if his Casino had 3 P90s as well, but he definitely had 2 P90s. He definitely had P90s in that. I'm not sure of how many. Ryan says, haven't been at a show in a couple of years either. It was some local band and a Fleetwood Mac tribute at El Macambo. Going to St. Vincent in September though. Very cool. Yeah, I like an old tribute band. These are always good for a sing song and good session with people. So yeah, have some good fans with tribute bands. Is pretty cool. Yeah, it was nice. It's 5 years since I've been to a gig, and that was Guns N' Roses at Slane Castle. So yeah, it was good. It was just great to get out and just get back to having a bit of crack for a while. Super cool. But anyways, yeah, it was nice. Hopefully you'll all get to go to something soon, because if you haven't already, because it was really nice to be back at a gig. Anyways, Matt Van Bosch says, it looked like it was a triple P90. It was indeed, definitely was. It's a great choice if it was. Yeah, it was great. I was looking at it going, oh, the guys are going to like this one. And I should have tried to get a better picture. Vincent Doyle says, pleasantly surprised with Axl's voice on Tuesday. Best performance so far this tour. 3 solid hours, fair play to him. Yeah, and that is what my takeaway was. I was almost standing there waiting for the voice to crack, for the just for him to break a little bit and sound ridiculous. I think the one song where I was like, I don't think you're actually singing this, was Hard School, but everything else he sounded pretty good on. November Rain, he started fucking with the band a little bit, I think, when he was doing his intro to it, and I think he even called it out. He was like, I'm just trying to fuck with them a little bit. But yeah, it was good. And the weird thing about Axl on Tuesday, and anyone who was there can say this, whether they noticed this or not, he was happy throughout that whole gig. He never stopped smiling, laughing, joking with the crowd. He was, he enjoyed himself on Tuesday night. And yeah, I don't know what else. I haven't seen him be that happy at a gig in years. 30 years. So it was good to see. He definitely enjoyed himself. It was very fun. Marcia says, I think my last live show was over 10 years ago. Someone took me to Aerosmith for my 30th birthday, or maybe my 35th. I'd have to check. Too long either way. Cheap Trick headlined. Was an amazing show. Yeah, Aerosmith would be a good one. I haven't got to see them. And it's looking like I might not. Cheap Trick would be a cool one as well. Rick Nielsen's a pretty cool guitarist to check out sometime live. Again, haven't seen them either, but that'd be cool. Let me see. Scott says, hey Dave, what's your thought about people posting guitar related things they are selling on your TCD FB page? So here's the thing. I mean, I'll put it to a vote on the community, to be quite honest with you. If you guys don't want that, we can take it down. If it bothers people, we'll take it down, absolutely. And then again, it might give people in the community an opportunity to pick up something that they're interested in. So yeah, we'll put it to a vote. I'll pop up a community post tomorrow. Should people be allowed to post things for sale on the Facebook group? And if you have an opinion, yes or no. That's still be the answers, yes or no. If people can, say yes. If people can't, say no. Look, that's up to you guys. I don't really mind per se, but if it bothers people, it's not really what the group is for. So keep that in mind. If someone's posting, here's 20 posts of guitars I'm selling, I wouldn't be too happy with that. And I will look to take them down. And repeat offenders then might have to be taken off the page. But yeah, look, if it's one thing here and there, it wouldn't be a problem to me. But again, we'll put it to a vote. I'll put it on the community page here on YouTube and tomorrow. And make sure you vote on it, because it'd be good to know. I might also put something up on Facebook as well. We'll see what it comes out to. But if people are look, if you're selling something cool and you want to give the Three Chord Dave community the first dibs at it, that's grand. If you're selling 25 guitars and you post them all one after another, that's not really cool because it's just spamming the page. So yeah, we wouldn't want that to be going on because there's some cool stuff going on over there. The guys are posting some great pictures of their guitar collections, which I've seen some great stuff. You guys have some awesome collections that I'm only a little bit jealous of. Except of course in the case of Muddy H2O, I'm very jealous of his collection, and that's why I keep making fun of it. Um, but everyone else, you guys have been posting some cool stuff as well. Yeah, very, very jealous of some of the stuff I see there. Glenn says, inappropriate. I can't spell inappropriate. How can I be it? That's a good point. I'm going to make that argument in other cases that I come up against. Yeah, absolutely. Ryan says Aerosmith would have been a great show. I think they're going. I think they're still going too. Steven's got to be older than Mick Jagger. Um, yeah, I think what's happening here is Steven is back in rehab, or he was back in rehab. They had a residency in Vegas going to happen at the end of the year, I think, and I'm not sure if it's going ahead or if it's on hold now. Hopefully it goes ahead. I'd love to actually get to see them. And if they do get it going, I might plan a trip to go and see them because I think it'll be the last chance this year, like the next 12 to 24 months. I can't see them continuing beyond that because they're going. I don't think Steven's going to last performing wise much longer than that. But yeah, they're getting on. But definitely a cool band. It would be a cool one to see for sure. Um, Glenn says, Ryan, I don't think anyone is older than Mick. Maybe just Keith, and that's all. But he's in the same band. So let's see. Benny says, Scott's selling the SG. Oh my God. It's his SG to do with what he wants. So yeah. If he posts it and he's selling it, we'll see. We'll see what happens. It'll be interesting. It's a cool guitar. If anyone wants it, they should definitely pick it up. Marcia forgot to say, you also forgot to tell new people about glory holes and a certain YouTuber named Geek Lord. I was waiting for that to naturally come up in conversation. I don't want to scare people away by just at the start mentioning the old glory hole situation around here. And the YouTuber named Geek Lord, I'm sure people will figure that out eventually. Um, yeah, very prominent YouTuber. We call him Geek Lord. His name actually begins with a T. That's all we're going to say. Cushman NYC says hello. Good to see you, Cushman. Nice. As always, good to see you. Thanks for dropping in. Let me see. Matt says, Dave, Dublin was great, but I'm a broken man. 3 days of excessive Guinness and an 8 a.m. flight this morning is not a good combination. Yeah, 8 a.m. flights after 3 days of Guinness is a rough one. Is a rough one for sure. So it's yeah, but glad you had a good time though. It's a good city. Haven't been out in Dublin in a long time, but yeah, it's very cool. Ryan says, what venue was the GNR show? It was in Marley Park. It's outside of Dublin, which I haven't been to a gig there in about 15 years. Last band I saw there was The Who. And it was better organized than when I went to see The Who. So, I think I saw like a mini one day thing as well. Ash played and the Kaiser Chiefs and a couple other one hit wonders or whatever. But yeah, it's a good venue in terms of the getting in and out of it. I thought it was pretty well organized. I had no problems. Other people did. They called radio shows. They're like, oh, I had to walk back 5 miles. Well, you're going to a concert. It's not, which is not in the city center. I've walked further. It was fine. Anyway, people moan about everything these days. Benny says, that's not true, Dave. Producers do lots of things, like sitting around, for example. That's a good point, Benny. I never thought of that. They do. They sit around a lot. They talk a lot. They get in the way a lot. Uh, they ask questions when you have no answers, and yeah, they genuinely just cause problems. But maybe that's just film business producers, music producers, and such. Maybe have different things that they do. Film business producers tend to be like, didn't I give you the money for this? Why do you need more money? You're like, because you gave us half the money we asked for. That's why. Anyway, Film producers. Let me see what we've got here. Scott says, what do you guys think about the mix being broadcasted during a live show so that you could listen through a device while you watch? Scott, is that this show? I don't know how to make that happen. So yeah, if you can make that happen, or if it's something that can be done, let me know. But yeah, it was it's an idea. It's an idea. I don't have a preference. So if it can be done and people are interested, we can see what we can do. Marge says, I'm so glad Dave had fun at the show. Yeah. It might have been a case of it's been so long since I was at a show, and it's been so long since I've done something quote unquote normal. Gone to a show, been to an event, whatever it may be. Because the world was shut down for a while. So it was great, and being there in that position I was at near the stage and stuff, I caught myself a few times looking at the band and being just smiling my head off and being like, this is great. This is just fantastic. And belting out the songs and not giving a crap that I can't sing for nuts. It was great. It's just a good all around day. Yeah, I definitely highly recommend anyone getting to a show as soon as they can. I loved it. Glenn says to Muddy in response to his super chat question, always pick C. The correct answer is always D, but hey, which is make up your own answer. But Muddy's always there when I need him. But it's interesting that you would go with that, Glenn. It's interesting. Remember, you got a yellow card last week or maybe the week before. So I'm watching you. Yellow cards mean warning, all right? Just be careful. Just kidding. Scott says, Axl was always better when he had Shannon Hoon to back him up, in my opinion. Axl was just better when he was young, in my opinion. And I don't think it's right to expect him to be 25-year-old Axl. And I don't. I just worry that he's going to, and I think it is going to happen. I think he's going to go to a point where he's just really bad. He just can't sing those songs because he was so good. His voice was so good, and his range was so good that he could sing so many different things that he's just not going to be able to sing them in his 60s. And so I think he's going to go to a point where he's really, really, really bad. And he's touched that a few times on this tour, but he was really good in Dublin. I as myself and Vincent said, he was pleasantly, surprisingly good. So yeah, but I do fear for him. I think he's living on the fact that he was in Guns N' Roses. Not like no one's going to see 60-year-old Axl now. They're going because the band is still called Guns N' Roses. Which might be a bit obvious, but hey. There you go. Muddy says, evening all to all of the rest of you guys. And he's just happy because he's bought a new guitar. But we'll see how that goes next week. But he's got that new purchase, Endorphin Rush, which is always a good one. It's always a good one. Let me see what we've got. I haven't heard that name in a while, Scott says, Marcia. And Hoon was so cool. Blind Melon, not so much. Ryan liked some Blind Melon stuff, but it was a little too mellow for me. Yeah, I would agree with that, to be quite honest with you. Blind Melon Chitlin, didn't he appear on the Cheech and Chong record? Not a question I know the answer to, Al, but thanks for that. Glenn says, I got a sticker shock looking at the price of shows. I saw The Who in 1982 for $15. Damn, I'm old. Just talking about this the other day, Glenn, and guys, actually chime in with this. This is a good question as well. My very first concert, I paid I think $18.50 to go and see the band Blur, and it was 1996. Little 14-year-old Dave went off and had a great time. If I remember correctly, Supergrass and Black Grape were the support acts, and we had fun. It was a good day. $18.50. in Irish pounds at the time. We had Irish pounds back then, or punts. But yeah, the Guns N' Roses concert. So I was in a Golden Circle, which was basically you're buying the pit ticket, and that cost me £160. Euros, sorry, €160, which was expensive for a ticket to a show. But they, as Vincent said, they played a good solid 3 hours, and like when they went off for their encore break or whatever, they went off for like 30 seconds. So they pretty much played a solid 3 hours. It was a lot of show. Was it worth €160? It almost was because of how long it's been since we could go to a show. But yeah, I'd love to know what your first show was and how much you paid for it for your ticket, because it's incredible that standard tickets for that show were €100, like 99.50 or something. So um, yeah, I think that's just crazy that that's how much it is. When I was a kid, saving up 20 quid, 20 punts to go to a gig, it was a big deal, but it wasn't insurmountable. I can see kids who are 14 or 15 just not being able to afford €100 ticket. But maybe they get thrown more money than I think they do. And they shouldn't. Damn it, unless they're working. Get them to work as soon as you can. What have we got here? It's 47 minutes past. Cool, okay. So we've got Batfink2 says, hello, Gastropods. How are you all? Batfink, it's always a better show when you're here. Thanks for dropping in. We love to see you. And AWOL is here. Good to see you. Hello from Canada. You're in good company. Lots of your Canadian compatriots are here. So yeah, good to see you. AWOL, thanks for dropping in. Benny says, thanks, Dave. Doing well as can be. Considering the Tour de France is coming to town tomorrow. Hate that. Hate when that happens. I came to my small town a few years ago, good few years ago now. But what I will say is, if you cycle a bike and you are on the road that cars drive on, get out of the way. So that's all. Just get out of the way, because you keep blocking the road, something's going to happen. And I got a car. You got a bike. It's a threat. It's not a threat, by the way. Ryan says, I won Kanye West tickets years ago, and the face value on each was $800 Canadian. What was he like? Did you get to meet Kanye West? Did he, offer you some career? Why was it $800? What was going on there? Did you get free anything other than a show? $800. Wow. That's interesting. Let's see, Mr. Admin, how goes it? Oh, that's for Scott. Yeah. He's not an admin. Oof, admins have too much power. Marge says, I like some of their stuff too, but I was in elementary school when No Rain was released. But it was very mellow, and there we go. Al says, I'm seeing a few names in here in chat. A few new names in here in chat. All welcome. Indeed, everyone's welcome. Yeah, good to see all the new people and all the old people. Just don't be alarmed by anything that pops up. There's an explanation for everything. So make sure. So just ask us what it is. Some weird stuff happens here. What's that? Hey, Mr. something. Didn't see that one come up, Marsha, but I'm sure it's something. Where have we got here now? After losing a few comments. Sorry, guys, this happened last week as well, but it's not as bad as I think last year. All right, we're back. AWOL says, hello, fellow Canadians. I'm from Southern Ontario, right across the border from Detroit. Very cool. Yeah, I think we've got a few people from somewhere around that area in the Chord Dave community, so that's very cool. Marsha says, Dave was thinking about the channel at the show so he can write off the ticks as a business expense on his taxes. Smart move. Everything on the channel is a business expense. Everything I do. If I buy a new computer, business expense. If I buy a new car, business expense for the YouTube channel. No, not everything goes into it. But yeah, that would actually be smart. Ryan says, hey, well, I'm in Toronto. Very cool. Yeah, he's in Toronto. Yeah, lots of people around that area. It's all good. Batfink says, hey, well, so am I. Nothing to be proud of, really. Well, Batfink, some people are proud of where they are. It's all good. But you're in Brampton, I see. So there you go. Yeah, I've been to Brampton and I get you. Uh, with all these P90s, I feel I may need a pit stop. Hey, if P90s make you need a pit stop, then this is the channel for you. Uh, Glenn Bailey says Gallagher Jr. has a Fender amp behind him. Were there a lot of Fenders or did they mix it up? Pretty much anyone playing bass was playing a Fender in terms of the guitars. There was a mix. I think Richard Fortas plays a Supro. So his amps were on stage. Yeah, Gary Clark's whole crew had. Oh no, actually, there was a couple of Marshalls behind there because he had a backup guitar player as well, rhythm guitar player. Then there was him. He was using the Fender, and obviously Slash had the Marshalls. I think as well. I think Phil was it Phil Jackson? Whoever, Phil Campbell, Phil Jackson, he's a basketball coach. Yeah, Phil Campbell and the Bastard Sons, they were using Marshalls as well. So yeah, it was a mix pretty much, but mostly Fenders and Marshalls, with the one Supro being Richard Fortas, in terms of amps anyway. Fender guitars, yeah, their bass players all had Fenders, and I saw a couple of Strats. That was pretty much it. Do you guys watch the YouTube channel called Dave's World of Fun Stuff? I do, yeah. Well, I haven't in a while, but I used to watch them all the time. Yeah, very cool stuff that he used to do. Because see, we had a similar path because he worked in the film business as well, and he had the guitar stuff going on. So yeah, I used to love his channel. He used to be talking about a lot of stuff, and I think I was the only one who got some of his jokes because they were film business related. But it was good. It was good stuff. I heard he had an accident recently. He was hit by a car or something. So I hope he's doing all right. Badfink says, Axel is a weird thing. Very weird thing. Ryan Bird says, was Slash with them? Yes. Yes, indeed. Money H2O says, Dave is a riot. Thanks. I think. Let's see. Scott. Al says, Scott, I think my parental controls blocked that channel. It's not that one. It's not that one, Al. It's a different one. It's a guitar channel, honest. That other one you're talking about, that's probably blocked. If Muddy says it's good, I'm believing him. Oh, well, there you go. Yeah, I'll say nothing. I'll say nothing about that. But let's just say his track record is spotty at best. Yeah, that's what I'm going to leave it in. Yeah, part-time guitar tech from Ontario. Yeah, that's Dave's World of Fun Stuff. I back in the day, he used to also occasionally do like tech reviews and kitchen appliance reviews. It was quite funny because then you'd watch his guitar videos, and then the next one would be frying chicken wings in an air fryer. So yeah, I mean, I'm gonna use that sort of idea for my channel going forward. So watch for my chicken wings video next Wednesday. Crushman says, have you seen John Robson drink a beer like he's thirsty? Brutal. I'd probably have. Yeah, but John is awesome. Love his channel, but yeah, that doesn't come to mind. But I'm sure he's. I'm sure he is thirsty when he's drinking. So to John, yeah, absolutely. Let's see now. AWOL says, I watch Dave's World from time to time. I have to be in the right mood, though. There you go. Yeah, there's a lot of channels I watch I have to be in the right mood for. Maybe there could be a separate classifieds thing, just an idea. If that, I'll look into that, Scott, for the Facebook group, see if that's a possibility, for sure. Money HO says, selling the Flying V I purchased from Wish and posted on TCD's Facebook group is, if anyone is interested, that's a perfect reason to head over to the Facebook group and check out Muddy H2O's Wish.com Flying V that he purchased. I mean, it looks identical to the actual real Gibson Flying V that he has in the picture. Couple of minor differences, not sure I'm not sure it's 100% correct measurement wise, but looks very nice. So check it out. It's on the group. It's always in the description below the comments of all the videos. The link to the Facebook group. So check that out if you want to. It'll be a lot of fun, I'm sure. And feel free to post pictures of your guitar collection or guitars that you're interested in, or just start a guitar related conversation. That's absolutely something you can do. And by the way, if anyone wants to recommend a guitar that you want featured on Guitar Wishlist, which is a show I do every Monday, you can do that. You just gotta tell me on this show, and I'll try and remember it by the time it comes around to Guitar Wishlist on Monday. So yeah, let me know if there's any guitar, any particularly vintage guitar or old guitar that you like. Let me know about it. Scott says, I'm so happy there's not just me posting on the Facebook page. I think it's a great platform for sharing guitar stories. Yeah, absolutely, Scott. Look, it's slowly getting there, and we are definitely building something over there as well as here, which is cool to see. And I highly encourage everyone to get involved, because it's cool. Like, we have a great community. There's lots of cool people here. There's lots of good stories and guitar collections out there. So yeah, it's good if you want to check it out. If you haven't, it's super cool. AWOL says he reminds me of One Pug Life, if you've ever seen him before. Very similar vernacular. Not familiar, but I'll take your word for it. Scott says, no, I'm not. I would never sell it, or any guitar for the SG. I don't know. There's a couple of guitars I feel like I would never sell. There's 3 at the moment, but I know, big enough offer, you never know. Or something happens, you never know. Yeah. Batfink says, hey, I saw Steel Panther at the current Hellfest Rock Festival. They did Glory Hole, 3rd song. It rocks. Yeah, Steel Panther rock. They're a cool band. I like them. I like their shows. I've never been to one of their shows, but I've seen them online, and I shouldn't have said that, should I? That's going to come back to haunt me, saying I've seen them online. Anyway, I've seen a few of their shows on video, and I've always been impressed. I think they're a good band. So yeah, obviously liked their songs. They're great for a road trip, especially if you're going on a road trip just with dudes, which of course some of you would not want to do. But when I've been on road trips with other dudes, it's always a blast. So with the Steel Panther on for singing and stuff. Anyway, roll on. Scott says, Death to All But Metal is their best song, in my opinion. Yeah, it's a good song. Whether it's their best, it might be. Ryan says, oh yeah, Marley Park isn't bad. I saw Metallica there. Yeah, I think my brother was at that one. I think Tenacious D supported them, weirdly enough. But that was yeah, it's not a bad venue. I will say to them, or say about Marley Park in Dublin, if anyone's interested, if you ever go to a gig there, it is worth getting the Gold Circle tickets, because you don't have to queue up to get in. You just walk straight in. You don't have to worry too much about getting out either. Whatever ticket you have, just head toward the exit. It kept moving. It was moving all the way through. There was no stops. As soon as we got outside the park, it was just, the road was open. It was blocked off, so you could people could walk up the road and get to where they were going. So it was really good. And Dundrum is 40-minute walk away, so get back on all your public transport and stuff. It wasn't too bad. I thought it was really good for that. So yeah, good stuff from them. And it only cost me €9 to park for the entire day, so can't complain about that. Marcia says, the Aerosmith thing in Vegas is going ahead, last I heard. I think it was postponed to September. Yeah, good stuff. I knew it was happening later part of the year, so September onwards. We'll see how it goes. If they get it up and running, hopefully they do. You never know. They're one of the bands I'd like to see before they stop playing live, and before they start using backing tracks. Sorry, Kiss fans. Batfink says they're really good musicians. I'm not sure if you mean Aerosmith or Steel Panther. But the truth is, Steel Panther are good musicians, and that's what makes them able to do what they do. So yeah, I like them a lot. A friend of mine saw them in Las Vegas a few years ago, and he said that he was there so early, he actually saw some of the members of the band walking in, and he was like, they were just dressed like regular business folk, and not very rock and roll at all. So there you go. let's have a look at what we've got here. AWOL says, hey Dave, you should, do you think you would make a trip to visit Geek Lord Museum when it's finished? Absolutely. I'll be in the first group of people who go if he ever gets around to actually opening it. It would be super cool to go to it and critique it from a guitar YouTuber's point of view. Yeah, I'd like him to do it. I think when he's talked about it, I'm like, that'd be super cool. I don't know how many people are going to want to go to see guitars they can't touch or play or buy, but maybe that aren't owned by like, famous guitarists or were played at like Woodstock or something. We've all gone and seen things like, I know, Hard Rock Cafe or whatever, the guitars on the wall, or anything like that, any kind of show stuff like that. But yeah, just like, hey, it's like if hey, I'm Chord Dave. I'm deciding to open a museum about guitars. Here's some stuff I bought. I'm not sure how many people will go see it. So as soon as it's open, I will go so that I get to go and be someone who has seen it, because I'm not sure how long it will last. I don't think it'll last forever. But yeah, I'll be excited. I'll definitely go. And if anyone wants to come with me, so if I nearly said his real name, if Geek Lord opens his museum, we should all go. Lots of us. I'd be up for that. That'd be super cool. We could do a video outside talking about what we think of it. That'd be super cool. Well, we're going to get banned. I'm going to get banned off his channel someday. Badfing says, I wonder how these gig purebloods can attend. How of these gig purebloods can attend? I'm not sure what you mean. I'm pretty sure anyone could attend it. So yeah, there was no restrictions or tests or nothing needed. So if that's what you mean, so anyone could go. Al says, I saw Jimmy Page was a producer for an early John Mayall and Eric Clapton single. Well, music producers tend to be the people who do a lot of the mixing and stuff like that. That is a bit of a different situation than the producers I've ever had to work with. But yeah, that side of stuff I don't know about. But my brother went to college for that sort of thing, so he would know about it. Glenn Bailey says, Dave, we'll have a wing at the Geek Lord Museum. That would be fun. I'd love to get a sign made up that says Geek Lord Museum and present it to him on our visit. That'd be cool. Hopefully he can just put on like guitar wish list on a loop, or guitars of the week on a loop or something like that, get my views up. That'd be great. Don't know if you guys saw, by the way, recently just passed 400,000 views on the YouTube channel in the 2.5 years that it's been running, which is great. And thank you to every single person who has watched even one video or part of a video that's counted towards that, because yeah, it's cool. Like, I started the channel to give me something to do guitar related, and it was pre-pandemic, by the way. It started in January of 2020, and really the pandemic hit in March of 2020. So that's when like things went into lockdown and stuff. So yeah, it wasn't a lockdown project. It was I'm going to start a YouTube channel. I've been planning on doing it for a long time, and I got a push and I went and did it. So, and we're still here 2.5 years later. So it's going pretty well. So yeah, I didn't really think anyone would watch, and now I've got 400,000 people have clicked the thumbnails to watch my videos at some point. A lot of them are regular folks like yourselves, and I appreciate that. And it's super cool. I also don't think that counts live views. So it doesn't count Chord Dave Live, which has had a good few views over the 7 or 8 months we've been doing it now. 9 months maybe. So yeah, it's been cool. And thank you to all of you who've taken part. Honestly, like, all of you who are coming in and like who I've seen week after week. I feel like I know you guys. I feel like, I see you on other channels and I'm like, hey, that's my guy, that's my girl. So yeah, I appreciate all you guys who pop in. It's super cool to see on other stuff. Thanks for all the support. It's super cool. Bad Thing 2 says, what's the last show any of you saw? Mine was ELO in Toronto in 2008. That's cool. Yeah, the ELO would be great. Jeff Lynne was such a master. Like, he's phenomenal. Yeah, so, well, before Guns N' Roses this week, it was Guns N' Roses and Slain in 2017. Before that, it was the Foo Fighters at Slain, which I think was 2016. It might have been 2015. But yeah, I was a much more regular gig goer before 2017. Yeah, just as nothing really that excited me came around after 2017. When I was in the country, I did a lot of traveling, so I wasn't in the country. And when you're traveling, or when I'm traveling, I don't tend to think about going to shows. But yeah, that shows, yeah, 5 years between gigs. I never expected it to be 5 years, but there you go. Ryan says Jimmy Page produced a lot of stuff. Yeah, and he's been quite active in the last 10 years or so, actually producing stuff for smaller bands, which is cool. Scott says, no, Dave, at a live concert like the GNR show, they could broadcast the sound so you could listen on headphones instead of from the stage speakers. You know, I did see a few people with headphones on at the concert, and I was like, that's weird. You know, I don't know. That's an interesting one. It's a very interesting one. Not sure I have an opinion of that really yet. Suppose if it gave better sound and it was clear and it was in, there was no real lag to it, it wouldn't be a bad thing. Because then I wouldn't have to listen to the idiots beside me and their bad singing, and they wouldn't have to listen to my bad singing. So yeah, maybe it would work out well for people. Glenn Bailey says, I'm putting that yellow card up on the FB group next to Muddy's Wish. V. You can't. It's it's on your permanent record. So yeah, it's not yours to sell. It's property of the proprietors of the channel, which is me. Let me see. Marsha says, wait, who is AWOL? Are people changing screen names again around here? No, I don't think so. AWOL is still showing up for me. At least I think it's a new person who hasn't been to the stream before. But AWOL, let us know if you are a new person or not. Ryan says, last real show I saw was Cat Stevens in Toronto, or Dead Weather. Very cool. Cat Stevens, of course, did a very cool Gibson guitar recently, really. Didn't he? Or did I dream that? Yeah, I think he did. Anyway, if you're into acoustics, you should check that out. Don't you mean Yusuf Islam, or did he change back again? For marketing purposes, Gibson are using Cat Stevens, I believe. AWOL, last concert I went to was Slipknot and Garija in the summer of 2019, just outside Detroit. Very cool. Yeah, that would have been a fun one. Everyone says, I'm a newerish subscriber. Well, good to have you. We always like newerish subscribers around here. And yeah, thanks for dropping in. Ryan Burns says he uses Cat Stevens for concerts. There you go. Didn't know that. My show before that was Ghost and Iron Maiden. That wouldn't be a bad one. That would not be a bad one at all. Let's see. Marcia says, a friendly reminder to hit the thumbs up on the stream. Yeah, that's a good reminder. Thanks, Marcia, for that. Let me see what we got. Ryan, good to hear. That saves the confusion. Absolutely, it does. Yeah, it's weird when an artist has two names, to be quite honest. Ryan says, my first concert was Silverchair in Toronto in 97. The ticket was $12. See, $12 for a show? Come on. Just why are we paying $100 now? It's ridiculous. Welcome, AWOL. I wasn't sure. Some people have identity crises here or get banned by YouTube constantly. Hard to keep up. Glad you're here. Nice to meet you. Yeah. Yeah, people do have identity crisis. In fact, I won't even go into it, but there's somebody reached out to me the other day and was like, it's so-and-so. I was like, I have no idea who that is. Not from this channel, from on another project I was working on. And then I realized I'd known this person for like most of my life. Anyway, Scott says, Silverchair were awesome. I wouldn't go awesome personally. I mean, not bad. Ryan says, Gibson just made a Cat Stevens acoustic limited run of 50. It cost is $10,000 US. It's their favorite price point. They love that one. It's not my favorite price point at all, but cheers to Gibson. Let's see what we got here. Marsha always loved Silverchair. I don't think they were that big this side of the Atlantic, really, to be honest. I could be wrong, but maybe. Butterfly Effect with the thumbs up. Thanks for dropping in. And Al says, I paid $15 by check for Watkins Glen in 1972 with the band, Allman Brothers, and the Grateful Dead. I played for 20 hours straight at a floor where I bought a ticket, never cashed a check, free. Or had a flood where they bought a ticket. That's fantastic, Al. That's 1972, 20 hours they played. You got to see the band, the Allman Brothers and the Grateful Dead. That's fantastic. That's probably the best value for a ticket ever, especially because they didn't cash the check. Fantastic. Uh, Super cool. Um, it was it's pretty crazy to see what Silverchair has become. Yeah, I don't actually know to be honest, but now I'm gonna have to look into it. So yeah, that's Sunday's gonna be made up with what has become of Silverchair. Very cool. Like anything that I wanted to bring up because we're in the second hour now. We're deep into the second hour already. Not that deep, but we're getting there. Let me see. Ryan's and Silverchair were so good. It was cool. They were so young because their shows had to be all ages just so they could play. I was 14 then. Excellent, excellent stuff. Very few bands ever come here. Most you can hope is for Canadian bands. I don't think I've ever paid to see a concert. Didn't you tell us that Billy Gibbons was in town recently, and that's how you got to meet him at a guitar store? ZZ Top's a cool band. That'd be good to see. Obviously, we wish Dusty was still here, but hey, you can't moan when ZZ Tops come to town. Tops ZZ Top come to town. But yeah, I don't think you've ever paid to see a concert. That is something. Yeah, I've paid to see a couple of terrible ones, but that's. I was younger then, not much younger. Seen a couple of bad ones. Seen some great ones. I've seen pretty much everyone that was on my I want to see them live list when I was a teenager. I've seen most of them. It was like two or three people on the list I haven't seen. Um, my first show, $10 maybe, 1979, Black Sabbath, Blue Oyster Cult at Lebanon Valley Speedway, New York. I was 15. That's Glenn Bailey. Wow. Black Sabbath and Blue Oyster Cult. That's worth $10. That's worth $10. I'd pay $10 all day long for that. Very cool. Not a bad first show, to be honest. Yeah, very cool. Oi, oi, everyone, says SB. Sorry I'm late, guys. Again, Panamaster was lurking behind my trash cans. I had to scare him away with pedals and effects. Ooh, ooh. Shots fired. I like it. I like it a lot. Good to see you, SB. Thanks for dropping in. Scott says, admin is above my pay grade. It is. It's above my pay grade and it's my channel. No, the 800 Kanye tickets were orchestra seats. Nothing special. The cheapest seat was over 300. I went and left midway. Wow. Yeah, that's pretty. 800 to see Kanye. Really? Nothing special. That's mad. Phil Liam Project says, hi there, what's this about people with alter egos, Marsha? I know who that is. Good stuff, Phil. Thanks for popping in with your alter ego. Al says, old people, should I be offended? No, 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 not at all. Al, old people means people who've been on the channel longer than 6 months. So don't worry about it. Please don't be offended. SB always blaming the Bonamassa. Yeah, he's at fault for lots of things. Micah says, Dave, I see the nice t-shirt, a Star Wars t-shirt. I guess you're Team Rebels. Yeah, absolutely. You got to be on Team Rebels. Yeah, thanks for good spot, Micah, by the way. Yeah, I appreciate that. It's a cool one. It's probably a bit worn too much now, to be honest. But yeah, all the starships making up the breakup there. Good stuff. I enjoy a nice t-shirt that has a Star Wars reference. So it's good stuff. Got a nice new Guns N' Roses crossed with Star Wars one this week, which I'll show you next week maybe on the live stream if I can remember to wear it. It's in the wash today. That's why I didn't wear it. So there you go. Not that you'd care whatsoever. Anyway, rolling on. Ryan says, Scott, didn't the White Stripes play a show at the NFLD? In NFLD. That was only a single note. Then they walked off. Wow. Sounds very White Stripey, to be honest. Ryan Byrne says, no one is proud of Brampton. And there goes Phil is effing with me. You people treat people like me with brain injuries like crap. I think it's just Phil / Baffing. You guys look. Brampton is perfectly fine. Honestly, it's one of the parts of that area of Toronto, right? Near Toronto. I was there. I was only in Toronto, so it must be. Um, so anyway, you're going to say it's nowhere near Toronto now. I know you are. Um, let's see, Scott. I saw them on that tour. Amazing show. Sorry you missed out there. Um, oh, where we were talking about. Oh, you say yes, they suck for the White Stripes, and that was the gig where they played one note and walked off. That's a kind of shitty thing for them to do. I knew there was a reason I don't like Jack White, but anyway, there you go. Robert Gallagher is here. Nice to see you, Robert. Thanks for dropping in, saying hello. Good to see you. Yeah, thanks for dropping in again. Not my thing anyway. I draw the line. I saw it on the news. Okay, cool. Yeah, that would be disappointing. Imagine that. Just imagine that happened. There would be riots, but there you go. Speaking of Buckethead, YouTube has been putting him in my feed a lot this week. Interesting, Marcia. Yeah, I haven't seen anything from him in God, a long time, but interesting. Maybe he's just coming out of hibernation. I don't know. It's possible. Phil Liam Project says, Marcia, I hear you. I have days like that. Many of them. Geek Lord loves Buckethead. He likes his guitars. That's for sure. And I think he's partially responsible for the uptick in the prices of them, to be quite honest. With the amount of videos he has done. And Bad Thing 2 says, I'm back. Nice to see you. Good, thanks for dropping back. You gotta watch out for that. Phil Liam fell. Absolutely, yeah. He's a sketchy one. You gotta watch him. Ryan says Buckethead is amazing when he gets his shit together. That's the thing, isn't it? Yeah, when he gets his shit together. Definitely an amazing guitar player, though, for sure. Robert is here. Good to see you, Robert. Thanks for dropping in on your morning time. Says Dave, stop waving that beer around. Someone's had a late night, bit fragile this morning. Sorry, Robert. I'll do my best, pal. I'm nearly finished. There's only like that much to go, so sorry about that. Yeah, it's nearly gone. Nearly gone. Marcia says, I wonder what Buckethead would do if KFC ever goes out of business. It's a good question. I'm pretty sure he has a good collection of buckets by now. Hopefully, he should. If he doesn't, he should get out there and start saving them. So otherwise, someone's going to have a business of selling him a new bucket every time he needs one. Anyway, would he switch the Kennedy fried? Would he switch the Kennedy fried chicken buckets, or start wearing another type of takeout style wrapper on his head like McDonald's clamshells? Good question. Good question. I'm not sure. Maybe just a completely different kind of bucket altogether. Yeah, figure something out. It's time for a reinvention. Maybe Buckethead. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Let me see. Glenn Bailey says guitar wishlist. How about a PV-T60 or all the T series? Glenn, I think you mentioned the PV-T series at some point recently, and it's on the list. It is on the list. It's not high up the list, but it's on the list. I think the next one is going to be the Johnny A guitar, which was recommended a couple of weeks ago. I think maybe by Matt Von Bosch. So we will, I'll be looking at that one on Monday. So check that out. Make sure you don't miss it. And there, Scott has the wish list for the Guitar Wishlist 25, which is out. I think this week's one was 25 or 26. I can't remember, but it's been going for a while now. So yeah, check it out for sure. Guitar Wishlist. It's a good one to put on. There's a playlist you can put on, and all the episodes will just play. And if you're working on something, it's a good one to put on the background for some background noise. You might even pick up some interesting tidbits about the guitars. Some of the episodes have accurate information. Some of them. Badwing says, Marcia, as long as he doesn't get endorsed by Waffle House. Waffle House have buckets? That's interesting. Or something similar. I don't know. Never actually been in one of them, just driven past them. Ryan says, a guy brought one of those Yamaha SG700 into a shop I was at yesterday. Those are beautiful, much nicer in person than pics. They're really nice guitars. Those are ones that I would I would genuinely like to have in the collection. I think they're very, very cool. David Ruiz is here. He says, "Good evening to everyone. Sorry I'm late to the party. Thanks for dropping in, David. Good to see you, as it always is. Thanks for dropping by." Al says, "Bat, you mean an awful waffle." There you go. That is an Irish expression for someone who talks a load of crap. Sorry about that. Guys, we've got 31 likes already. There's maybe about 40 minutes left in the show, as long as we got the comments keeping coming. So let's get to 40 likes. We get to 40 likes. There will be a third place prize added to the guitar giveaway in 2 weeks' time. So we already know there's going to be a runners-up prize. I will add a third place prize to the guitar wish list. Not the guitar wish list, the guitar giveaway in 2 weeks' time. So we got 9 more likes to go. We definitely have enough people to do that. If you haven't hit the like button, let's get it to 40 and we'll do it. Otherwise, we won't have a third place prize. So hit that like button. Marcia says, "Bad thing for real. That Phil Liam guy is bad news. Total jerk. Maybe you need to do something about him. I think he lives in your area." Interesting. Yeah, that's... I think the way Geek Lord hits that Buckethead kill button, he's trying to open the glory hole. I think he's trying to do that with a lot of his videos. Batfing 2 says, "Hey David, not a problem. Welcome." Indeed, all are welcome. Even me. Asian Redneck says, "Howdy all. Sorry I'm late and I missed last week's show. Got a new guitar last week and haven't stopped playing since, other than work." Very cool. Thanks for dropping in. Glad to have you here, as we always are. Let us know what guitar you got this week. Sounds cool. Let me see. We've got Marsha Batting 2 says, "Marsha, I told that Phil Lima guy I'd thump him but he won't reply." There you go. Interesting. I mean, you guys are weird. Marsha says, "Batting, he'd also need to plug a waffle iron into his pedal board to make snacks for the front row." I mean, Buckethead shows are going to get interesting if that happens. Al, being the total guitar nerd like I am, says to Asian Redneck, "What guitar did you get?" Yes, that's what we all want to know. That's what we all want to know. Badwing says, "Marsha, you're a rock and roll entrepreneur. Good idea." Yeah, absolutely. Marsha comes up with some great ideas. Matt Van Bosch. Oh, no. Matt Van Bosch. Bringing us to another level. I'm not going to say if it's up or down a level. It says, "Bukkake Tears has to be my favorite Steel Panther song. Be very careful Googling that one." Very careful indeed. Yeah, maybe just... I don't know if you should Google it. Search it on Spotify, perhaps, is the best option. But Aiden Redneck tells us he got a Gibson 50s P90. Very cool. If you're going to buy a Gibson and you of any kind, P90s is the way to go. They make some good P90s. They're super cool. Al says Geek Lord will probably charge 50,000 or no 5,000 admission. 50,000 would be a bit steep. But yeah. 50,000. I wouldn't be surprised at either. 5,000 is a good price. Yeah, I think you're right there, Al, to be honest. Let me see. Glenn says, "What guitar is it?" It's 50s P90. Yeah, very cool. First Gibson, saved up for it since 2019 when they were announced. Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, they're listen, it was your first Gibson, and it sounds like, because you said you've been playing it all week, it sounds like you've got a good one. So that is super cool. Glad you're enjoying it anyway. Baffing 2 says, "Hey, did you hear Leon and the Peons are now opening for Steel Panther?" Didn't, but that sounds like a match made in heaven. So happy with that one. Scott says, "Dave, will you be doing a video explaining the giveaway quiz process for anyone who wasn't here last time?" Probably not. Probably what I will do is explain it on the giveaway night, so we can get set up here for that on the day. But it might be worth doing a video. I'm not sure. I don't want to give people too much of an advantage, because I don't know if there's ways to game the system or whatever, so I don't want to give people too much of an advantage beforehand. So we'll be using multimeter. Is it multimeter? Mentimeter. Multimeter. What am I thinking? We're using Mentimeter like we did last time, and it's like you don't have to sign in, you don't have to give an email address, you don't have to provide any information. All you have to do is put in your YouTube username, it'll come up and say, I'll give you, it'll say enter the number for the quiz. I'll give you the number when it's time to start. And then when we start, like again, nothing will come up until I press go, and it's go time. So it's going to be very straightforward. I'm going to make it as easy as possible. There's going to be probably 10 questions. There might be less, there might be more. But for the most part, they'll be about recent videos. I'm going to keep it fairly straightforward this time. Like which of these guitars has featured on Guitar Wishlist? And name 4 guitars, and only one of them will have been on Guitar Wishlist in the last month or so. So just keep an eye on that sort of thing, and you'll be able to answer your way. But yeah, I'm not sure if I should, but do a video. I'll think about it. Donald DeMille, thank you so much for the super chat. $10 there from yourself. Thank you so much. That is super cool of you. No comment with it there, but if you want to pop a comment in, Scott, if you can let me know about that as the mod there, that'd be super cool. And we will, I'll get to that. Let me see. Can I highlight? I think you can highlight them, Scott. Just pop it up on my screen if Donald wants to pop something in. Let me see. So that's what I'll think about that for sure. That good idea there. Glenn says, congrats on the 400,000. Thank you. Thank you so much. Robert says, I'm still struggling to get on the FB page to see community posts. The community posts are on YouTube. There should be a little bar on YouTube that comes up with community posts. Like if you see polls or posts saying thanks for supporting the channel or stuff like that, sometimes those are the community posts. But the link in the description should take you straight to the Facebook page, and you might have to click on, I think it's community posts or user posts or something like that. But yeah, I'll see if I can figure out why that is for you there, Robert. Let me look into that for you tomorrow. Badfing says, yes, congratulations, Dave. You deserve it. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that so much. Al says, I've started wearing earplugs with live music. Got tinnitus. Yeah, me too. I have tinnitus. I don't wear earplugs, and I didn't need them on Tuesday. Like I don't know if this is a new thing, because obviously I haven't been to a gig in 5 years. But yeah, the sound wasn't super loud. When Gary Clark Jr. was on, it sounded like a normal gig. Everything was fine. Guns N' Roses was on, it sounded a little bit lower. Don't know why. Although when they played Coma, Duff started, there's that stage where it just comes down and there's just bass. The Duff's just like, strumming the thing, and it's going out through the crowd. You could feel the vibrations. And I was like, okay, they've got the sounds figured out. But no, it never actually picked up from that. So yeah, I don't know. There was no need to wear earplugs. Lots of people were though. So there you go. But yeah, tinnitus, I got it. And I always flash back to someone in school, someone I went to school with telling me I listen to music too loud and it'll cause a ringing in my ears if I don't turn it down. I was like, yeah, I'm fine. I'll be good. My ears are immortal. They're not. I found that out much later in life. Damn it. But it's, I didn't believe people who were my age when I was in school. So there you go. Robert says, first show, Thin Lizzy. Wow. Many years ago. Last, I think, Queen or Def Leppard. Can't remember which. Thin Lizzy would have been so cool to see. Particularly when, the real Thin Lizzy, the Phil Lynott and all that sort of stuff, all the lads back in the day. Less so the Thin Lizzy that are touring today, but I think they just play anywhere that will have them. Anywhere with a door, they will play. But a very cool first gig ever, Thin Lizzy. Doesn't matter who was in the band at that point. It's a very cool one. Dean McCaskill says, hi Dave and all. Good to see you as always, Dean. Thanks for dropping in. Scott has added a link there as well. Guitars of the Week, number 7. Guitars of the Week is always a fun one. That's this week's one, where you will see guitars like this one, I think. No, that's Guitar Wishlist this week. Like this one here, the Gibson Las Vegas High Roller. A very cool guitar, in my opinion. I like it anyway. I think it's a cool one. I like the color even more. It's very much reminiscent of that PRS Oriente one that's out, and it's a lot less money. It is still $3,500, but I reckon you could get it for $3,000, to be quite honest. I think it's in the States, so I'm unlikely to be buying it myself. But it's very cool. I like that. I like that color combination. I just do. I think it's a very cool blend there. Let's see what we got. Here, Ryan says, Thin Lizzy were great. My dad was good friends with Phil growing up until he played with the Black Eagles. Yeah, my dad knew Phil and he knew a lot of the lads in Thin Lizzy. He knew a lot of lads in Horselips. He didn't know him, but he got to be around when shows were on. Rory Gallagher was playing shows and stuff like that. He used to play in UCD when Thin Lizzy were coming up, and my dad was guitarist as well, and he used to play little jam sessions, and that's where they would play when they got before they got their start, apparently. So yeah, he got to know them quite a bit. Horselips would play a lot more there, so I used to know them. If you don't know the band Horselips, look them up. They're a very cool Irish band from back in the day, and had some pretty big songs, I believe. But yeah, cool band. That's cool, Ryan. Though, yeah, I wouldn't say my dad was friends with the guys, but he knew them, and he used to join jam sessions and stuff like that. Very cool stuff though. Glenn says yes, hit the thumbs up. 29 likes, and Dave writes, hey, 29 likes. I didn't agree to that. Dave writes, I love the forehead on his forehead. 100 likes, no problem. But not 29. No, we don't do nothing for 29 likes, Glenn. You know that. Ryan says, Silverchair are no longer together. Apparently, the singer Daniel Johns was a real piece of work. A lot of singers tend to be pieces of work. Yeah, it's my experience anyway over the years. Badfing 2 says, Ryan, I now consider you cool. Me too. Yeah, ZZ Top recently, but didn't go. No, but you got to meet Billy, so I mean that's cool enough. That would have been my dream. Slash went to a guitar store in Dublin the other day, and I've had people pinging me the news stories from magazines and newspapers and stuff all week. It's like, yeah, and as I've said, like, I think it was not in the best part of town. I'm not 100% sure where this guitar shop is, but I've never been to it. So anyway, it's just imagine working in a guitar shop and Slash just walks in the door, yeah, to pick something up. So there you go. Ryan Burns is like, I can relax now, Batfink. Yeah, absolutely. You were just waiting for that vote of coolness from Batfink. I know you were. I think you're cool too, but I did beforehand. So just extra coolness because your dad was pals with Phil Lynott, who was obviously an absolute legend. Glenn says, I paid to see Joe Walsh fall off the stage. He was drunk as hell. Um, Ryan says, you guys had some amazing shows back then. Yeah, absolutely. Some of the folks who were going to shows before we were definitely spoiled for the shows they got to see, the bands that played together and stuff. My best ever lineup had to be Queens of the Stone Age, followed by the Foo Fighters, followed by by Red Hot Chili Peppers. That was at Slane Castle one year. Fantastic gig. The whole day was just amazing, and the weather was unreal as well. Yeah, so it was super cool. But that's the nearest thing, apart from like a festival lineup where I've seen like obviously a good few bands. I suppose that's kind of a mini festival, like one day festival. I know, but yeah, that was a great gig. But some of the band, like seeing, who was it? Saw Sabbath and Blue Oyster Cult and Grateful Dead and the Allman Brothers and so on. Like you guys had it so good. Micah says, "Nah, gotta see this Guns N' Roses Star Wars T-shirt now. If I could get it, I would. It's it's in the washer, so that'll be going for a bit." Grandpa Joe says $2 Schaefer Music Festivals in Central Park, New York. Procol Harum, I believe, is 1970. One of my first concerts. See, $2. Wow, that's amazing. Al's 70s and into the 80s was when everyone took risks in their music. Today, everything is the same. Casino Guitars today said that with the guitars sold lately, new music may appear soon. Garage bands. Possibly, yeah, it could lead to that. I think I don't like. Look, I hope a lot of young people are picking up the guitar that hadn't previously, but I think a lot of the guitar sales over the last 2 years or so have been people who are like, I've always wanted to play guitar. So there's been a high number of sales people 40 plus, not including those of us who are already there and just keep buying guitars anyway, but like new guitars out, people buying their first guitar or their first guitar in 20, 30 years or so on. There's been a lot of people 40 plus buying guitars and finally learning to play. So yeah, a lot of dad bands and so forth, and mom bands, I suppose, will be popping up, I'm sure. But yeah, it'd be cool. It'd be cool if there's lots of good new guitar music. I couldn't tell you a good new guitar band that's come out in the last 10 years. Mostly because I'm stuck in my ways of who I listen to. So that's just, I have my playlists. I don't need nothing else. And, if I'm stuck for someone to listen to, Batwing 2 will give me a band and I'll look them up, and the police will come investigate why I was looking up those search titles. And then after that, I'll find the band. So it's all good. Batwing 2 says, Brampton is perfectly fine. Someone get Dave some professional help quick. Is that not the tourist slogan for Brampton? I think it is. Anyway, it should be. They can, if it's not, they want to use it, they can license it from me. Is absolutely a possibility. Glenn says, I grew up in Fairfax, VA, 20 minutes from Washington, DC, Rick Stadium and Constitution Hall, 45 minutes from Largo, MD, 18,000 seat Capital Center, and an hour from Baltimore. I was able to see a lot of shows. Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, I'm sure you got a lot of choice with those options for sure. Ryan says, yeah, Brampton is just barely part of the Greater Toronto Area, Peel region. There you go. I knew it was in that area. I knew it'd been there. Batman 2 says, yeah, Ryan, I feel generous today. There you go. There you go. Good to see you're in a generous mood and helping Ryan feel cool. So yeah, good stuff. Not Rick Stadium or FK Stadium. Well, there you go. See, I wouldn't know all the names of stadiums. So I would have believed you it was Rick Stadium. Glenn's, thanks for that. Scott says, full White Stripe show in St. John's. It's 50 seconds long. He's posted the link to it there. Wow. That's amazing. By the way, does a free concert count as the cheapest show ever? I don't know if a free one can. I suppose it does, maybe, but hey, Richard Virginia says, greetings from Southern California. Thanks for popping in all the way from Southern California, Richard. Yeah, haven't been there in a while, but I'm sure you're having good weather, because that's all I remember from Southern California. Well, not all I remember, but my most prominent memory is the weather was always good. Anyways, Glenn says, oh hell, Dave's finishing another beer. Hope he can make it back for the giveaway. It's not finished yet, but you never know. You never know. Thanks, Glenn. Scott says, Marsha sneaking in would cost him a ticket sale. It would. Robert says, Lizzie were awesome. Lucky to have seen them 4 or 5 times back in the day. Such a shame with Phil. Yeah, absolutely. Phil, absolute 100% legend. And Thin Lizzy, if you haven't listened to Thin Lizzy lately, you should, because they're great. I love Thin Lizzy. There you go. Anyway, Marsha says, no, I mean legitimately free. Does it happen sometimes that musicians do 100% free gigs, or they get sponsored by brands or radio to do a free show? Yeah, it's I've seen a few, usually like contest winners and stuff like that. Sometimes they do like small shows and things, and yeah, I guess that would count. Ryan says, yeah, he was a good guy for Phil in it, I suppose. Yeah, he absolutely was. Todd Moore, good to see you, pal. Hope you're doing well. Says, hello all, hello rebel scum. Oh, it's like that, is it? I mean, Dave, I'm listening but not up to participate. Well, hope you're doing okay, and thanks for listening in, Todd. Good to have you pop in for a second, and if you're not doing so well, hope you get better. And everyone hit the like button, says Sky. Yeah, we're 2 away from adding a 3rd place prize to the giveaway. Don't be expecting 3 guitars to be given away or nothing. There will be the runners-up prize, and the 3rd place prize will likely be the same thing, just 2 people will get one. So just don't be expecting a guitar or anything. But thanks so much for hitting the like button. Everyone who has, we need 2 more. We've got a little bit, maybe 20 minutes. We might even finish early. Who knows how soon it'll take me to get to the bottom of the chat. 39. We need 1 more. All right, I'm sure we can get it. Dean says, hey, I figured out how to give 2 likes, one on my phone and one on my Apple TV. Dean, That's the kind of ingenuity we love around here. Thank you for that. That's super cool of you. Todd says, under the weather and medicated. Well, Todd, I hope we are cheering you up a little bit, and I hope you're doing well, pal, because, good to see you. I was thinking I hadn't seen you, so I'm glad you popped in just to let us know you're here. And yeah, feel better, pal. Sorry you're not doing the best. Dean says, I'll try the iPad next. There you go. There you go, Dean. You see, thinking outside the box like that. That's the kind of thinking we need around here. I love it. Scott says, get well soon to Todd. Absolutely, Todd. And Marcia says, Todd, sorry you're sick. Feel better. 100%. Good to see you guys saying such nice things to Todd. Micah says, if the stream gets 100 likes, I'll give Dave my 2 vintage Ibanez's about 2 times older than I am. Cool, guys. Can we get 100 likes there, please? 2 vintage Ibanez's for me. If we do, from Micah, that'd be super cool. Rebels supporting each other. See, that's what I like to see. Thanks, Micah. And now I'm just going to get 60 devices based on Dean's advice and hit the like button. That'd be something. Thanks, guys. Good news. We've hit 40 likes. So there's a 3rd place prize on the giveaway in a couple of weeks' time. So very cool. Looking forward to doing that. And hopefully it just means someone else will get a little bit of an extra prize. We'll do something different next week to hit 40 likes. But that's cool. Thanks so much. And Glenn says, also, sorry to hear you're not feeling well, Todd. So does Benny, says, sorry to hear that. There you go. Dean says that didn't work. Damn it. Anyway, thanks so much to all you guys for sending your wishes to Todd, though. Yeah, Todd, we're hoping you're doing better soon. So all the best to you. Let me see what we got. Damn, Robert, I wish I was old enough to see Thin Lizzy live with Phil. They're one of mine and my dad's favorite. Yeah, absolutely. Seeing them with Phil would have been unreal. I mean, the people have said to me before, I'm sure this question has come up to you guys as well. What would you do if you had a time machine? Would you go back and kill Hitler? Be like, no. I'd go back and see Zeppelin live. I'd go back and see Lizzie would be one of the things for sure. I'll go back and see Guns back in their heyday. All the cool bands. That's what I would do. And then stop in and maybe just hang out with some cool Hollywood people and so forth. Anyway, that's just how it would be. It'd be bands first for me. Donald DeMille says the first Waffle House is just around the corner from me in Avondale Estates, Georgia. Just Georgia, right? The term posh, yeah, not Waffle House, but delicious. 3rd place can be a date with TCD. I don't think I want to put anyone through that. But yeah, good suggestion, Donald. Thanks so much for that. I really appreciate it. Donald says, when I hear the name Gary Moore, the clouds part and angels sing. Absolutely. One of those guitar players, and they're not all like this, but he's one of those guitar players, as soon as you hear one note, you know who it is. And yeah, Gary was one of the greatest. Very cool that you think that way of him. I'm a huge fan. Batfing says Scott and Robbo lineup was Ultimate Lizzy. Can't argue too much with that, to be honest, but I will at the same time. Because but no, it's a pretty cool lineup, to be sure. Even if I hadn't won last time, I still would have found Mentimeter fun to play along with. It is fun. It is good especially when you win. Glenn says, if you win a date with Dave, do you have to wait for him to finish his beer before we can leave the restaurant? Don't know if I got that much time. Hey man, come on. That's when I'm in a restaurant, I drink normally like a normal. I don't just take up all the space talking. When you're talking, I would then be drinking. Particularly in your case, Glenn. Just kidding, my friend. Just kidding. But absolutely, don't worry. No one's going to have to endure a date with Chord Dave. Don't worry about it. Beer's going to be finished now. Watch. So that's like the 3rd week in a row. So there you go. Ryan with the $10 super chat. Thank you, Ryan. That's super cool of you. I appreciate it so much. It says, for some hand sanitizer for your next trip to Brampton. I appreciate that so much, but I think it'll be a long time before I go there again. So thank you so much, Ryan. It's super cool of you. And thanks for always being in the chat and part of the community. Butterfly Effect says, you could read the questions and answers before. So it was the one who knew the answer and not the one who read the fastest. Good idea. Good idea. Yeah, I'm gonna take that into consideration. I could read out the questions beforehand and the answers, obviously. So yeah, we will take that on board. Marcia says, yeah, Dave paid big bucks for a Mentimeter. We got to use it at least twice this year. It was very easy, folks. Yeah, it was. I can't. I think it was like €100 or so. It was more money than I expected it to be, anyway. And I have to make sure I cancel it before they double charge me at the end of the year, or like charge me again. We'll only use it for this year. I'm pretty sure we can get at least one more use out of it though. So we'll see how that goes. But this one, and then hopefully another one by the end of the year as well for a giveaway. Definitely intended to use it more though. So there you go. Scott says, nope, I can time him out. Oh, interesting. There we go. I think I deleted Centipede. Centipede, remember that? That was what a game that was. For sure. Muddy H2O with a $5 super chat. Thank you so much, sir. As you know, I appreciate you greatly. It says, for Brampton to sanitize after you leave. It's interesting. I'll just cry about that later. It's fine. Scott says, Donald, next time add a comment to your donation. Dave will see it immediately. Absolutely. Yeah, if you're going to do super chat and you want to pop it in, I see those in a different window. So that's how I see them, to jump into them immediately. But yeah, absolutely. When you're popping in the super chat, I think there's a comment window. Just drop it in there and I'll read it out straight away if you can. Marcia says, maybe just make a general video with instructions how to log in and how the app works. Don't think much needs to be said in advance. It's multiple choice cues. It is multiple choice, yeah. 1, 2, 3, or 4. I'll tell you in a moment why I went that way. Butterfly effects you could answer for, so the winner will be, who knows? Yeah, that's the one you got. Yeah, absolutely. So the reason I wanted to do something different than just do a random giveaway, by the way, was I see lots of channels, not just guitar channels, other channels of all kinds do giveaways, and it's like random. I'll choose a comment, and that's great, but then the giveaway videos get 1,000 times more comments than a channel normally gets, and it's not somebody who is interested in the channel's stuff whatsoever. They just pop in to win a guitar or a TV or a Kindle or whatever the hell it is. And I was hoping that somebody who wanted to win a guitar would win a guitar. It doesn't have to be someone who's a regular on the channel. It doesn't have to be somebody who engages in every video or has been a subscriber for years or whatever. But I'd like someone who wins the guitar to like it and to use it and to have a use for it. So it just makes sense to me to have it be someone who could answer questions about guitars or about the channel and stuff. So I think it's fun as well. It adds an extra game show element to winning it. You never know. In 2 weeks, one of you guys could be winning a guitar. And to me, you're just like, you're watching YouTube. You click the subscribe on a YouTube channel, and it could lead to you winning a guitar. I think that's pretty cool. I've never won anything on YouTube, so I'm jealous of whoever wins. But yeah, looking forward to it. I enjoyed it last time. Glenn says, here tonight we're blowing the shit out of high like quotas. Can't complain with that. Marge says, wait, Dave's dad was a professional musician. Why did I not notice? No, he wasn't a professional musician. No, he was just a very good musician in his day. And the reason I was interested in playing guitar really was my dad used to play in the house. Like, he went out one day when I was, I don't know, 8 or 9, and came back with a guitar. It was a red Fender Stratocaster, and he was like phenomenally good at playing it. I was like, you play guitar? And he had a 12-string Hofner and a mandolin, and yeah, he would rock out on at house parties and stuff that would be at our house. But he wasn't professional. No, he was in the military. And it's just when he was younger, in his 70s, 60s and 70s, late 60s and mostly 70s, he would go to like college parties and stuff near UCD and be jamming with people. That's all. But no, he wasn't a professional. He could have been, I think. I really do. But yeah, never went that route. Decided to be in the army instead. Scott said, blasters and roses. It's not too far off, Scott. Not too far. As I said, I'll try to remember to wear that Star Wars shirt next week. I'm sure some of you will enjoy it. Some of my fellow Star Wars slash guitar slash Guns N' Roses fans. Uh, yeah, it's a good one. I enjoyed it. Glenn says, Marshall, he mentioned it in passing before. I think I heard it a couple of shows ago. Yeah, to be clear, but that was not a guitar professional, but he was a very good guitar player. Money HO says, fixed your Facebook banner picture, David. You're welcome. What did you do? Thanks for whatever you did. As always, I appreciate your impact on the channel and the community. But damn it, now I've got to go and check what you did. Robert says, after Lizzie's second big concert, Rush, again, many years ago. Wow, 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 very cool. Badfink says, Dave, do you know the band Bird Strike, Third Strike? No, but I'm sure I can look that up tomorrow, and again be visited by the Gardaí, who will ask me what the hell is going on. Thank you so much for the recommendation. Let me see. I gotta see what Muddy's put on the Facebook page. I'm sure it will be entertaining. Well, there you go. Just for anyone who can't or doesn't want to log into the Facebook group, here we go. I will get it on the page for you here. You can always rely on Muddy H2O to improve everything on the channel. He does a great job. I'm a big fan of people. Let's see, there we go. So yeah, we were talking about Buckethead. Here we go. One of my favorite videos I've done actually in the last year, the Epiphone 2022 predictions. So far, none of them have come true, but it's still a good, fun video, and you never know. There's time left in the year, so yeah. Thanks for the bucket addition to the to the picture, Muddy. Your skills are unbound. Fantastic. Glenn says, Muddy, that's Dave on the FB page. I thought it was a pic of a guy who came with the page default page. Yeah, it was Dave before he shaved his head. A long time ago now. Feels like it was a different Dave ago. But there you go. Thanks for that, Muddy. Always brighten up my day, sir. So you do. Wayne McConnell says, greetings from Canada. Just heard the band Wet Legs. Any fans here? Wayne, appreciate you dropping in. Thanks for saying hi. And Wet Legs, I'm a big fan. Never heard of the band though. No. Marsha, that might have been the week I had technical difficulties. I went back to hear the replay, but I just missed that detail. Yeah. No, look, I'm sure my dad would think it was cool. People thought he was a professional musician. He was a great musician, and he just doesn't play anymore. He's got arthritis in his hands and stuff. He's left-handed, so he plays right-handed guitar upside down, and yeah, he was very, very cool guitar player. He was fantastic, and he could hear a song 2 seconds later, be able to play it. Like it was phenomenal. His ear was phenomenal, but as I said, he could have been really good professional musician. Just decided to go in the military and spent most of his life there. James Severin says, yo, Chord Dave, my Irish brother. Hello, James. Good to see you, as it always is. Thanks for dropping in. Always great to see you. Money HO says, my pleasure. Just doing my part in trying to get Geek Lord to subscribe. Hey, man, if it works, it works. It'd be super cool if he subscribed and didn't realize we were talking about him at the same time when we say Geek Lord. Good stuff. Appreciate that. Also from Muddy H2O says, it doesn't get more default than Dave. Thanks. Thanks for that. Wow. Al says, did you just play third place prize? Yes. That's because I'm Irish. Thanks for pointing that out. Anyway, Badfig 2, Scott, a 3-chord bucket. There you go. Benny says hit the like button. Absolutely. And we are over the 40. So yeah, no, what do we get if we hit 50, I wonder? That's halfway to the 100, which is worryingly close. Because someday I'll come in and just be like, if we hit 100 likes, I'll do whatever, and then we'll hit it. I'm like, damn it, now I got to do something. Bucket Beer Dave says, Glenn, oh, I haven't had a bucket of beer in a long time. It's been a while since I've been out in that sort of environment. Could be cool. James says, then I would kill Hitler. It's on everyone's list. Somewhere down the line. Batling says, Todd, didn't realize you were ill. That's me and Marsha's job. You'll be hearing from our lawyers soon. Don't worry, Todd. His lawyers are not very good. I have experience in that. Not at all. Scott says, in case you end early, thanks for everything, Dave. Always a great time with good peeps. Cheers. Thanks, Scott. Yeah, no, that's super cool. We're just coming up on the 2 hour point, so it's not too early, but appreciate that. Thank you so much. Glenn says, 3 beers, Dave. Oh man, the stick I would get off the crowd here if I was to drink 3 beers. Muddy, Glenn just muddy and laughing emojis because because of what you're saying. I think that's still for the default joke, but I'll get you back for that. Don't worry. It's all good. Ricky Compton says, hey, everyone. Good to see you, Ricky. Thanks for dropping in. And what else? Who else we got here? Please don't tell anyone I'm in Brampton. I'll pay you all $10 on a chiclet. I promise. Good. Thanks, Buffing. Appreciate that. Money H Show, yet another super chat, sir. I cannot tell you how much of a supporter you are. Thank you so much. You get a turd. You get a turd. You get a third. You all get a turd. Thanks, Muddy. Thank you so much. All right. No more accent commentary. Thanks, lads. Todd Moore says, thanks for all the well wishes. Just had a long, hard week and crashed hard today. I'll be back to my old self next week. Glad to hear it, Todd. Keep going strong, buddy. We'll look forward to seeing you next week. Yeah, all the best. Glenn says, Ricky, you missed it. Dave finished a beer. I did finish a whole beer. 3rd week in a row, Glenn. 3rd week. Gotta give me some credit. Maybe there's trickery at hand, but who knows? Ricky says, can't wait for my Rust in Peace Gibson Dave Mustaine V to get here. Very cool. Did you get the alien green one that Muddy H2O decided not to buy? Very cool. They're limited to only 100, so that's an interesting one to have picked up. Very cool, Ricky. Well done. On that, yeah, can't wait to hear what you think of it. Ricky also says, I think I just came on when Dave finished. There you go. Well, glad you got to catch up on it. Muddy with another super chat. Thank you, sir. Oh no, that was the last one I read out. It was Donald with the new super chat. Thank you so much. Says, my Irish wife, Jennifer Dowling, wants to know what shirt you're wearing. Is it Star Wars related? Yes, it is a Star Wars Rebels symbol. And at the bottom of it here, the breaking up part is all Star Wars starships and the like. So yeah, you got all sorts of things there, like Millennium Falcon and X-Wings and all that sort of crack. Yeah, I'll wear movie related shirts quite a lot on the channel. So keep an eye out for next week's one, because it's going to be Star Wars / Guns N' Roses related. Thanks for that, Donald. Appreciate that so much. Let me see what else we got here. Ricky says, order it the day it came out. Figure my next month, I hope. For the Dave Mustaine. Very cool. Yeah, it's a cool color. I like it. I like what they did. And glad you got one, because they were very short supply. As I said, just 100. Michael says, yeah, 2 of the best things to grace this earth, guitars and Star Wars. I agree very much. Big Star Wars fan. Consume too much Star Wars content sometimes. I've even watched all of the prequels and the sequels. Anyway, I'll never get those hours back, but hey. Marcia says, I fully agree with Dave. I agree that people who are genuinely interested in the channel should be the ones winning prizes, not bots, scammers, flippers, etc. True. Yeah, well, hopefully that's how it works out. We'll see, but that's my plan with the Mentimeter thing, and hopefully it works for everybody next time around. Benny says, anyway, I bought a new guitar this week, a used made in Japan Jackson Rhodes. It's a neck through in black and gold hardware and EMGs. Paid approximately euros in all. Very cool. Benny sounds like a great guitar. Let us know when that comes in. That'll be super cool. Scott says you should post a pic of it on the TCD Facebook page when you get it, Ricky. I will go with Benny as well for that super cool sounding Jackson Rhodes. As well, yeah, and there's the link that Scott has posted. Todd says, as a kid in the 70s, America, there was only Star Wars and Kiss. Life was good then. Yeah, Star Wars and Kiss, I mean, not too bad. Not too bad a combination, to be quite honest. Absolutely good stuff. What have we got? Ryan says, very nice, Ricky. Those are beautiful. Yeah, absolutely. Ricky says, last year my wife bought me the Tony Iommi SG for my birthday. Very cool. Yeah, those are cool guitars as well. Nice SGs with the nice SG specials with the P90s. Very cool. Baffing says, hey Wayne, so you must know of Corky and the Juice Pigs. Again, another one that I am super familiar with, Baffing. So thanks for that. Appreciate it. Todd says to Ricky, you married well, sir. And Al says, Ricky, sell me your wife. I don't think we do those things these days anymore. You never know. Deals can be done. It's a weird world out there. But there you go. Good stuff, Al. That's a great comment. Marcia says, I'm listening here. I'm just a little dizzy, so I'm closing my eyes. Can't type on the phone or read chat with closed eyes. Don't want you people to think I'm being rude. Take care of yourself there, Marcia. Yeah, well, glad to have you, and thanks for letting us know, but hopefully you feel better. Al says, would never think you rude, Marcia, and take a break, Marcia, can't think of you being rude. There you go. Everyone thinks you're on the up and up, so good stuff. Benny says, I think 600 euros disappeared there a moment ago. Paid 600. Very cool. That's a great price. Yeah, well done. So yeah, be very interested in seeing that. Marcia says, you wouldn't, Al, but everyone else would, and rightly so. Not at all, Marcia. No, good stuff. Listen, take care of yourself, for sure. That's more important. But glad you're still listening. Batfing says, that's right, Dave, because our lawyers are also sick. Someone had to be, I guess. Good stuff. Money, that's a third strike. There you go. All right. I'm never saying the word third on this channel again. I'm not saying 13 or 33 either. Okay, so we won't get into that. Fourth place prize is a date with Amber Turd. Oh, Al, you're gonna get me in trouble. I think YouTube's giving out by people saying stuff like that. It's all good though. Glenn says, so we're saying Dave finished his third beer. Glenn. Good stuff, pal. I like that one. Glenn, that's beer for highly anal types only. Oh, Batfink, you just took it to a whole new level. Lots of new levels been going there. And Muddy says, if he drank 3 beers, he'd be in bed till next Thursday. Thanks, Muddy. Appreciate that. Ryan says, Dave speed reading again. Oh yeah, Trogley's coming on. Could you use his proper name, please, Ryan? Please, you remember where you are. I think his video comes out. I think I'm right in saying his video comes out 30 minutes ago, right? Or maybe in 30 minutes. I'm not sure. Anyway, thanks for noticing. My speed reading technique has really been improving lately. Scott says, I hit that comment so nobody got slapped like Chris Rock, but Dave read it out anyway. Oh well. You know what? On Ecamm, if you hide it, it still comes up for me. So sorry about that. Well, it's all good. It's all good. Did Dave say turds and trees? No. 33. 33. Anyway, that's the end of it. We're at the end. Thanks, guys. Bapping says, this chat is devolving, but don't blame me. It is. It's right now it's getting there. We're all just talking to turds all day. Anyway, guys, that's the end of the live stream for this week. Thank you so much for joining me for Chord Dave Live. It's been fun. We finished a beer, which is a nice thing to happen. And yeah, we talked about Guns N' Roses and some cool guitars and stuff like that. Had a lot of fun. Thank you to everybody who stopped in. Don't forget to be subscribed if you're not already. New guitar videos coming up next week. Guitar wish list on Monday. There's a very cool guitar. Guitars of the week on Friday, of course, and then maybe a video or so in between. It's been super cool. It's great hanging out with you guys. You guys are cool. So thanks for joining me and for having some good crack over the evening. Yeah, take care of yourselves. Have a great week. I'll talk to you soon. All right, thanks. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.